right, hello, hello, hello. It is a lovely holiday weekend. I believe it's St. Patrick's Day. Everybody's out celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and we just got in and had a lot of fun. And I thought, let's pull out an old vintage game and do a video on it. Just have some fun. So here I am with this absolutely gorgeous, and you excuse the reflections on the back glass. I've got it next to the window and it is still daylight out. This is a 1975 Bally Air Aces electromechanical pinball machine. This is just a magnificent game, beautiful condition. Look at the colors, the art. This game, I just really like this game. It's just a beautiful game. It's a very hard game. And this is reminiscent of the classic age of pinball, when it was really, people were really into it. And it didn't need to have some kind of a commercial theme. It just had to have some great art and some good gameplay. And that's what this is. This is not a Munsters game or AC/DC. It's not derivative of any particular existing licensed intellectual property. What you have here is just a theme, air aces, kind of like the World War I dogfight kind of thing, you know. And you have this wonderful artwork by one of the most renowned artists in all of pinball, a guy by the name of Dave Christensen. And he's done art for so many games, there's just too many to list. You know, The Wizard, Captain Fantastic, Old Chicago, just an icon in the industry with a very unique style. And obviously this game is super colorful, got rainbows and all kinds of stuff, and I really like it. I've been looking for one of these games for a long time, and I'm pretty excited that we've got this here and that I will be able to share it with y'all. So give me a moment and I'll fire this thing up and we can see what we got. So let's just let's jump right in and see what we can do. Now, one of the things I did do is I did modify the game and I put some LEDs in it. So you'll see the lights blink a little bit like that. That's kind of the result of the coils stealing a little bit of the power from the flippers. And incandescent lights, you wouldn't see that because they're not instant on and off, but these LEDs are. So I have some LEDs and I have some incandescent bulbs. They're tastefully put around the playfield. Unless you knew better, you would say this was all original, because I'm using warm white LEDs, and unless you can actually see the LEDs, it's hard to tell, except that they may be a little bit brighter than typical light bulbs. I like putting LEDs in my games because it uses a lot less power, generates a lot less heat, makes the games a lot more reliable. So let's just get right into flipping a game, and I'll talk more about the game in a minute. These games that were made in the 70s, this is a 5-ball game by default. I think you might be able to make it into a 3-ball, but this is back when pinball was a 5-ball game. And obviously, lots of drop targets. This is the golden era of pinball design where drop targets were really cool. And of course, a aviation-themed game where you're shooting at things makes a perfect sense to have a lot of drop targets. gotta love the beautiful sound of those chimes. Vintage. There's a little kind of metallic tinge to all the things. It almost sounds like coins. Ooh, boom! Can't get that. And there you have it. A 1975 Bally Air Aces machine. And this was designed by a guy named Jim Patla. And he designed quite a bit of other popular and famous games, including Centaur, Centaur 2, and Matahari. Which Matahari is one of the highest production, most well-known games of the entire Bally era. That was an early solid-state game, and it was also had artwork by Dave Christensen. And of course, Centaur is a very highly regarded pinball machine among collectors. It was a kind of a beautiful black and white themed. Again, these were games when the machines had their own unique themes. They weren't licensed intellectual property. So let's talk a little bit about this game. It's very simple. Most of the games of this era, the objectives are relatively straightforward. You know, you just want to rack up bonus. There's kind of a bonus multiplier, the double bonus, which will light up if you knock down enough drop targets or get enough bonus. So the playfield is really relatively sparse. You have 2 flippers down here, and you have 2 flippers up top, smaller flippers. And then you've got this bank of drop targets across the top. And then you've got pop bumpers and the 2 holes up in the top. I believe there's some different settings where you can enable extra ball or double bonus initially on the plunge as like a kind of a skill shot. So let's just start the game off, and I'll go into how the rules work. It's relatively straightforward. So what you really want to do, basically, is you want to knock those drop targets down. It obviously seems like the main thing to do. The drop targets give you 1,000 bonus points for each one. So that means at the end of the ball, your bonus will count down. So you can also get bonus by hitting the pop bumper when it's lit. That'll give you 1 bonus too, which is 1,000 points. And I like how it alternates. So I think a target will get you 1,000 points plus 1,000 points bonus. Oop. Ooh, take it. Oh! Now this is one of those games you can't really just casually bat the ball around because there's a lot of bad shots and angles that you don't want. You know, you have such gaping wide outlanes that if the ball gets in here, you're almost guaranteed to lose it. So as usual, you want to avoid these straight shots right forward because they'll send the ball right back down. But also you want to avoid some of these angled shots. For example, a shot from one of these upper flippers going right here will tend to send the ball right to the outlane. So you want to see that angle right there. And so there's some common low-hanging fruit shots where, if the ball's hitting and you just nail it, bam, sends it right to the outlane. So this is one of those games that teaches you discipline, and you want to shoot for shots that are not the common angles. Okay. Oh! Missed the one right there. Lucked out right there. Okay. Let's go for that other middle. Oh! And different angles can be really useful too. Oh! Oh! That was lucky. Okay. Let's see. This is a little bit more of a dangerous shot than this, so I'm going to try to go for that one. Oh! And look at that. Those angles will nail you. And so basically that's it. If I knock down more drop targets, it will light the extra ball. More bonus will... Drop targets or bonus will give me an extra ball. It can also give me... it can also light the specials. And specials, when special is lit, it's these in lanes, and it'll give you a free game. I think in order to light special, you got to take all those drop targets down. This is a very hard game to play just because of those out lanes. It's pretty easy to just lose your ball completely. Now, if I were playing this in a competitive situation, and I think this is a good game for competition because it's not an easy game, and there's no... what I would probably do in competition, which is kind of a general rule of thumb, in most early games like electromechanicals, is you want to keep the ball up top. So if I was playing this competitively, I would probably avoid these drop targets altogether, and I would just keep hitting the ball back up top and going for these shots on the lit pop bumpers. So there you have it. Let's do another quick game. And this is it, the 1975 Bally Air Aces. Tremendously fun game to play. I cannot recommend it enough. They're pretty rare to find them, and this is just an absolutely lovely, beautiful game. And if you've got a hankering for the old vintage electromechanical sounds and feels, you cannot go wrong with this game. For more, visit PinballHelp.com. You can find out more. There's also a Twitter feed, Twitter/PinballHelp, and Instagram/PinballHelp, I think. And thanks for watching. Happy pinball.